Here we go with the horn. 3, 2, 1. Welcome aboard Baywatch. I'm Captain Mike. I'll be your captain today. Need to tell you we do have life jackets here in the main cabin next to each seat and also on the back deck under the seats. The children's life jackets are to my far left next to the seats and also on the back deck under the seats on the left. Please don't throw anything overboard. There's a federal regulation against it. We do have a trash can on the back deck if you need to dispose of anything. There's a restroom on board for your convenience. Feel free to use the facility if you like. We do ask that you do not put any paper in the toilet. Use the trash receptacle next to it for that purpose. I think everybody knows the routine on the cold drinks, but if you decide you'd like another one, just help yourself and we can settle up when we get back to the dock. The drinks are $1 each. We also have disposable cameras and sunglasses available if you need those items. On our right, you see a fleet of shrimp boats. They call that the mosquito fleet. It's been operating out of the same location since the 1940s. The shrimpers go out early in the morning, bring their catch back to the seafood market adjacent to the docks. You can buy a shrimp over there just a few hours old. Shrimpers sell their shrimp in the back door, that gray building over there. You can buy the shrimp out the front door a few hours old. Maybe go to Katie's. They got a great selection of fresh fish as well. This is the Ocean Star on the right. It's an offshore drilling rig donated by the oil company several years ago. It's now a museum. It is open 7 days a week. You can go aboard the Ocean Star, take a tour, and learn more about offshore drilling. That blue painted item you see on the drill pipe stem going into the water, we heard a lot about that last year. That's the BOP of a blowout preventer. The mechanism had failed on the Deepwater Horizon rig, resulting in the BP oil spill. This little harbor is also the departure point for our day charter fishing boats. You can take either a 4, 8, or 12-hour fishing trip on either the Buccaneer or the Cavalier. They provide everything you need for your fishing trips: rod, reel, bait, tackle. They can have folks help clean the fish when you get back to the docks if you like. They're loading up people to go on the Cavalier for the half-day trip that departs at 1:30.
Submarine.
This next dock and warehouse on our right here is affectionately known in Galveston as the Banana Dock. It's owned by Del Monte. Once a week or so, they bring a ship in from the Bahamas, Caribbean, or Central America loaded with bananas. They sort the bananas here at the dock, send them to the food distribution warehouses, and then the bananas show up in our grocery stores throughout Texas. This is not a banana boat tied up here today. This is an oil tanker waiting for dock space up at the other end of the harbor. You can always tell the difference between the tankers and the freighters by what's up on the decks. The tankers will always have a piping system on the decks for transferring the fluids around the ship, whereas the freighters normally have a crane system on them for lifting cargo on and off the ships. We'll be cruising along at about 6 knots in roughly 40 feet of water. Feel free to move around the boat if you like. Once you find a seat you do like, we suggest you stay seated. You never know when a wave is going to come along and bounce us around. It's calm in this part of the harbor, but we will have some waves generated by the ship traffic when we get to the end of the harbor. The blue ship coming up on the right, the Texas Responder, is an offshore oil spill vessel. In the event of an oil spill in the Gulf, the Responder goes out with an oil barge. They encircle the oil spill with an oil containment boom, gather up the oil, pump the oil through a separator system on the ship. The oil goes into the barge, the water goes back into the sea, cleaner than it's ever been before. The responder is one of a fleet of ships that's stationed around every major port in the United States. In the event of an oil spill, that fleet of ships swings into action, and they go out and contain or clean up the oil spill. Responders spent about 9 months over in Louisiana helping out with the BP oil spill. This next pier on the right, Pier 10, used to be the container ship terminal for Galveston. Anybody familiar with the skyline of Galveston Harbor will notice something is missing. We used to have 4 large container ship cranes here. They were landmarks in Galveston Harbor for about 25 years. You could spot them for miles around, even offshore. The cranes were idle for 12 years. They finally decided to take them down and scrap them, which they did last year. Now they use Pier 10 for importing and exporting general cargo, mostly motorized equipment. A special ship pulls up to the dock, it drops down a ramp, and then they drive or roll the motorized equipment on board the ship. Over there today, waiting to be exported, there's all kind of road construction equipment, new and used bulldozers and front end loaders, backhoes, motor graders. There's a railroad maintenance equipment. There's some pumper trucks, drilling equipment, concrete pumper trucks. There's an RV down there with a couple of pleasure boats, all being shipped overseas. Now that John Deere equipment you see over there, the green combines, tractors, and sprayers, that's a slightly different story. Some of that equipment is being imported. It's manufactured down in Mexico and brought back to Texas. They'll be put on rail cars and tractor trailer trucks and sent to dealerships around the country. Looks like they're loading that combine on that tractor trailer truck and sending it off somewhere. There's a bunch of very large earth moving equipment, heavy construction highway equipment.
Dump trucks.
Up ahead of us, the marina that you see is the Galveston Yacht Basin. GYB is the home of over 1,000 sailboats and motor yachts. Quite a large marina as far as marinas go. To the right of the marina, you'll see another fishing fleet. That's our offshore fishing fleet. They routinely go out into the Gulf fishing for various types of fish. Bring the catch back to the seafood processing house adjacent to the docks. Over there after that fresh catch shows up at our seafood restaurant. Normally there's about 65 or 70 fishing trawlers here, but they're all out in the Gulf at the moment. The large brick building complex behind the fishing fleet is the University of Texas Medical Branch. UTMB was the first hospital built west of the Mississippi River. It was established in 1891. Since that time, UTMB has gone on to become a world-renowned teaching and burn center hospital. We also have a very large pediatric facility and numerous research facilities. Well, this next pier on the right, we've got several brown pelicans and seagulls sitting here enjoying the afternoon. Probably every picture of a pelican sitting on a piling you've ever seen before is represented here today. The black birds that you see around the harbor, the ones with the long necks, that's a type of loon. It's called a cormorant, and that bird actually dives and swims underwater to catch fish.
Birdies. Hey,
we're trying to spot dolphin out here in their natural habitat, we never know where they're going to pop up. We just have to keep our eyes on the water, and they'll jump up when we least expect it.